So hey guys, welcome to my review of Blue Beetle issue number 11. In the last issue of Blue Beetle, Jaime goes to the DO department, also known as Department of Extra Normal Operations. He goes over there as the Blue Beetle, hoping that he can trust these people, that they will actually help him harness his powers and learn more about the Scarab itself. But what actually ends up happening is the director, Mr. Bones, sees him as a threat, as one of the prisoners at the DEO department. Actually, the bounty hunter, the alien bounty hunter that was trying to kill Kyle Rayner, actually captured him, basically spilled the beans and tells Mr. Bones or the whole DEO department that, Jaime is part of the Reach because of the Scarab. And they felt that, Jaime was a threat, and they capture him. They capture him, of course, yeah, they capture him, and they start interrogating him. Now, Jaime is a bit scared because he doesn't know what to do in this situation, and he feels threatened because Mr. Bones keeps threatening him that they will dissect him if he's actually a threat to Earth. But he also, says that if you show me that you're a teenager under there, or that you're some kid or human being, I might give you some leeway. Maybe you could work for me. But of course, Jaime's already upset at this whole entire thing, this whole entire mess already, that he actually just escapes and runs away. Now, upon doing so, we are seen in the last issue, on the last page, we see Booster Gold come out and say that he might be able to help. And that's where issue number 11 picks up. Now, a lot of things happen in this issue, and that's generally really good. Now, I'm going to talk about maybe two separate storylines, because there's actually two major things that are happening in this issue. So the first part, let's get to Blue Beetle Jaime, of course. We're going to talk about Jaime first. So, Booster Gold goes on, live TV on this news broadcast or this morning show and tells everybody that, he's here to help, and he wants to send out a message to the Blue Beetle that he's here to help, and he wants to help Jaime out, or help the Blue Beetle out. And Jaime sees this message because it's being broadcasted all over New York City, and of course, generally says, okay, maybe this guy is really out here to help me, and they decide to meet up. And when they meet up, well, Booster, as you can see here in the front cover of issue number 11, we see Jaime actually pointing one of his plasma cannons at Booster's face, because, well, Booster was lying. He punches Jaime in the face, and he knows all about the Reach. He knows that they're here to invade Earth, and he's seen this happen, or actually heard about this in the history books. So he's here to actually try to stop it. So he starts fighting Jaime, and of course, Jaime has had enough of this BS already. He's been chased down by the DEO department. He's been ridiculed by, people. People don't like him, and he's just really pissed off. So he fights back against Booster, and he keeps telling Booster that I'm human, that I'm here to help, that I just want to know how to use my powers. I never asked for this, but Booster doesn't listen and just keeps pressing on. But later on, throughout the fight, he's actually stopped or intervened by Jaime's grandmother. And of course, Booster flies off saying that, okay, I'll give you this one chance. There's one try to redeem yourself. You can meet me up, on another appointment day and prove yourself that you're a good person, then I will change my mind about you, or I'll rethink about either killing you or what. And it's basically, I think it's going to take place in Justice League International issue number 1 annual, I think. Or number 12, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so I can't wait to see that. I'm actually going to pick it out to see what Jaime has in store for Booster Gold. But yeah, and then the other second storyline here, we see finally Paco and Brenda are in this storyline for not just one page or whatever, or one panel. They're actually here for most of the comic, which is really, really nice. They arrive at New York City trying to find Jaime, and upon trying to find Jaime, they actually run into this fortune teller that basically tells Brenda and Paco that, Jaime's going to be at this location and something dangerous is about to happen. And while this is all going on, the DO department has their eyes set on Brenda and Paco, because they've noticed, oh, don't you remember Brenda from that video online about, the Blue Beetle smacking her in the face and holding her hostage? So yeah, let's keep our eyes on her. Maybe she will lead us to Blue Beetle. And while trying to find the Blue Beetle, the DO tried to track down its energy source, and they found the same energy source in Paco. Then they capture him, and finally, while they're dissecting him, the not the blue beetle, but the blood beetle is revived, and he's here to kick some ass. So yeah, I really generally like this issue. That was just my summary. So yeah, I really like this issue. It was really, really great. Like I said, a lot of things happen in this issue. A lot is going on, and that's really, really nice. It's actually building up to a really good storyline. Now, I know you guys are just kind of down about Blue Beetle that's not doing so well, but I'm actually glad that issue number 11 and the previous issues, they're actually starting up something here. There's something going on, and I'm glad to see Brenda and Paco actually, playing a role in this issue instead of playing, a role in just one page or one panel. They're actually here for half of the issue, which is really nice to see them actually trying to do something. And that's what I like about it, because we're finally getting to see Paco and Brenda start to shine, and Blood Beetle's back again. Big threat for Blue Beetle. Now, what's interesting here is Booster Gold arriving on the scene. Now, I know Booster Gold from the TV series. I haven't read much about the comic books, but I know generally he's really self-absorbed. He's kind of cocky at times and whatever. And he's generally sort of stubborn. He doesn't really want to listen. That's how he goes out through this issue. He doesn't listen to the Blue Beetle. He threatens to kill him and to defeat him. And generally, I would have liked, Booster Gold to actually open up his arms and try to be like a savior to the Blue Beetle to actually help him out. And because I'm really tired of seeing Jaime going through all this BS and bullshit, this is really tiring for all these bad events happening to him. Like, I read the old series, and it's really lighthearted and it's really fun to read. But this one is like the author or the writer of this series saying, and they're just trying to make a darker tone, and it's sort of sad to see Jaime going through this BS, because he's just a teenager, just like Spider-Man. He goes through so much crap, and I like to sort of compare this or see this as like the teenage, superhero of the DC universe, just like Spider-Man is a teenage superhero for the Marvel universe, and it's generally great. Now, speaking of teens, this is all taking place in New York City. Now, one question I have here is, where the hell are the Teen Titans? No, I'm not kidding you. I don't know where this is going here, but I know the Teen Titans are staying in New York City. They have their home base or the headquarters or whatever you call it at New York City. Where is the Teen Titans? I mean, come on, they can't just sit there obliviously just seeing all this happen, unless the Teen Titans is taking place before all of this is starting, or they're off on some mission. I mean, come on, they're in New York City. I was wondering, would the Blue Beetle actually bump into the Teen Titans? Because that's interesting. I would actually like to see a crossover with Blue Beetle and Teen Titans, because he has made it into the group before in the old series. But yeah, that's what I really would like to see. The other minor gripe I had about this is, how did Paco's grandmother know Jaime was under that suit? I mean, they say that she has his special powers or whatever, she could know who he is. It's just kind of interesting that she knows Jaime's the Blue Beetle. But yeah, I mean, this could be a start off to the point where now we're starting to see people who will possibly know the secret identity of Jaime. Hopefully it starts to gradually grow onto some characters, like maybe his sister might find out, or maybe Paco or Brenda could find out. I don't know. I'm hoping one of the supporting cast will find out sooner or later, not just his grandmother. But generally, all in all, this is a great issue. I liked it. It's opening a lot of doors. It's going great. I can't wait for the next issue, because the next issue, since the Blood Beetle is back, will this be redemption for Jaime? Or could this be the downfall of the Blue Beetle? Could this make him more of a threat to Earth? Or will this make him shine as a hero? Would this actually be a glimmer of hope? Or the dark side that will turn him into a more bad character for everybody else, or bad hero for everybody else? Who knows? But I can't wait for the next issue. I'm really generally excited. I love this series. I highly suggest you keep picking this series up and supporting it. It's going great so far. Like I said, this series has a lot of potential. And I actually rate this a 4 out of 5. So yeah, that's my review of Blue Beetle issue number 11. Hope you guys like and enjoy this review, and I'll talk to you guys later. So see you guys.